Welcome to week 6 of pregnancy. For me, this was a really big week because it meant that I could get an ultrasound and see if there was a heartbeat. Sometimes 6 weeks is too early to see the heartbeat because, we base gestational age on the first day of your last period, and because women have different lengths of cycles, and like for me, we figured out that the embryo probably implanted about a week late. So just because you think you're 6 weeks, sometimes like you might be a little bit more, a little bit less. So I say all that because if you go in for an ultrasound at 6 weeks and they don't see a heartbeat, it does not mean that heartbeat will not develop. But for me, because I had a miscarriage, I was really, really, really anxious to see if I could see a heartbeat as soon as possible. So my doctor okayed an ultrasound at 6 weeks. A lot of women don't get an ultrasound this early unless, again, you have some special circumstance. Sometimes if you're having some bleeding or some signs that maybe you're miscarrying, they will do an ultrasound earlier. And again, for me, because I'd had the miscarriage and I just really, really wanted an ultrasound, my doctor let me. More often than not, most care providers recommend an ultrasound around 9 weeks gestation. So again, this week you may or may not be getting an ultrasound. Your baby is about the size of a little sweet pea. They're this little tiny, tiny, adorable thing. Their face is starting to form this week. Again, or the heartbeat has started beating, again, you might not be able to see it on ultrasound, but it's starting to beat on average about 110 beats per minute, and it's going to be getting faster and faster and faster. So that's pretty amazing. They kind of have still like a tail right now, and when you see them in an ultrasound, they kind of look like a little tadpole with like a really big head, which is still adorable. Or it also kind of looks like a little bit like a peanut. So yeah, their head is taking shape. Their ear canals are being made. They have like little small dots on their face that will turn into the eyes. Let's see, I wrote down all my notes because I have an awful pregnancy brain and I can't remember anything. So if you get an ultrasound during this week, the care provider will measure from crown to rump, so like the bottom of the butt, because what will turn into the legs are still kind of curled up. And even like further along, it's kind of hard for them to measure from the crown all the way to the toes because babies are usually kind of curled up. So they measure crown to rump, and that'll help to indicate how far along you actually are. So based on that measurement, they'll say, well, we think actually maybe you're closer to like 5 weeks, 2 days, or 6 weeks, 5 days, or whatever. So that measurement can really help them give you an accurate read of gestational age. And then let's see. So what's going on in your body? Oh yeah, and with organs. So their kidney, their liver, that's all developing. A lot of stuff is going on. It's really amazing, really how quickly the baby develops. It's like this first trimester, they're developing super, super fast. And then the second, the third trimester, they're really putting in a lot of work to just like grow, and their lungs are continuing to develop as well. All right, so what's going on in your body? Frequent urination. Oh my God, like combined with insomnia, or like sometimes for me around 6 weeks, it's like the getting up to pee would cause the insomnia because I'd be sleeping well. And then like when you have to get up every 45 minutes, eventually your body is just like, I think I might as well just stay awake because I know I'm gonna have to get back up in 45 minutes. So what's up with the frequent urination? So you have more blood flow going to the pelvic region. That can contribute to it. Your kidneys are really working overtime to, flush out waste. Although your baby is tiny, your uterus is growing, and it already is probably pressing or putting more pressure on your bladder than it's used to. So all of these things contribute to having to pee more. Yay. Let's see, heartburn and indigestion might be starting. For me, week 6 is when the all-day sickness started. I didn't actually throw up. but I just pretty much constantly felt nauseous. So if you're gonna start feeling nauseous, sometimes some women feel it earlier than 6 weeks. For a lot of women, around 6 weeks is when those HCG levels are getting like so high up that they start to get more and more nauseous. If that's happening to you, just kind of like listen to your body in regards to what sounds good. For me, like sourdough toast, like ramen noodles, just like really bland food was pretty much all I could stomach for about 6 weeks. My nausea didn't go away until about week, like maybe like 11 or 12. So just like hang in there, know that it likely will not last your whole pregnancy. Most women by the end of the first trimester, that nausea starts to go away. So hang in there, mama. Breast tenderness, the breasts are growing, the nipples, the color of the nipples might start changing a little bit, maybe getting darker, maybe getting bigger, fatigue, bloating, gas. You know, a lot of women only gain a couple pounds in the first trimester, but with that said, don't beat yourself up if you're already starting to gain weight, especially if you're really nauseous. Like most women think like, oh, if you're nauseous, you just don't want to eat and you lose weight. But for a lot of women during pregnancy, the only thing that can somewhat curb the nausea is actually eating a little bit. It's like when you get low blood sugar, that actually can make you more nauseous. So a lot of times, at least for me, I started eating more and I wasn't necessarily eating like fruits and vegetables and like real healthy food. It was like breads and pastas. And again, it was just all I could keep down. So, and I gained like 10 or 12 pounds in like by the time I was 11 weeks. I had gained over 10 pounds. And I'm not like recommending you do that, but at the same time, I was just doing the best I could with what I was given. So don't beat yourself up if you gain more than that, like 1 to 4 pounds, because that's not every woman. And you're also bloated more. There's just more, there can be more fluid retention. So be gentle with yourself. Yeah, so congratulations, you've made it to week 6. I am going to, from this point forward, be doing a video for pretty much every week. So tune back in soon for week 7. If you have any questions about week 6 or experienced anything during this week of gestation that I didn't mention, please let me know in the comments below.